All my single ladies over 50, put your hands up. Oh, 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 oh. Hi, everyone. If you believe you can still find love in your 50s, today I'm going to show you that you're right. It's never too late.
This day that God has given me, I'm not gonna waste this joy deep down inside me. I'm not gonna shake.
All right, welcome back to my channel. So let's just dive right on in. Let's just dive in. So let's start off with dating, my dating experience that I had when dating. I have to say that my dating experience was very challenging, very exhausting. It was emotionally and mentally exhausting. It was draining. I just never realized that being in my 50s that I would have trouble meeting a guy that wanted the same things I wanted. I wanted companionship. I wanted a serious relationship that one day will hopefully, lead to marriage. But that wasn't the case. That wasn't the case. I feel that in my age range, I'm in my 50s. I was looking for somebody, a man in their 50s. It just felt like guys in their 50s, the dating pool was so small. I mean, most of the times, guys that I met, they were either married before and they're not trying to get into anything serious. They didn't want to get married again. They've been divorced, or just players. They just want to juggle women, or and then sometimes they'll say what is complicated, which normally meant they are married or in a relationship with another woman. And then there's the other side of it. I mean, guys my age, some were gay. They choose to date younger, or sometimes they just chose to date outside of their race, which has kind of left the dating pool, I felt, very small dating pool for guys in their 50s. So I found dating to be very challenging. And it just wasn't working for me. I just wanted to meet somebody that had the same mindset that I had. You wanted to be in something serious and just hopefully just see where it goes and see what it lead to marriage one day. But it was hard to even go on a date. It was so hard to even go on a date. Most guys, they didn't want to court you. What happened to courting the woman? What happened to going to dinner? What happened to going to lunch? What happened to that? It seemed like that was out of the question. Most people didn't want to date. They wanted to talk on the phone. No, not even talk. They wanted to text. Just text all the time. It was hard to get conversations. Most people didn't want to have conversations. They want to text. And I'm like, I'm old school. I want to have a conversation. This is how you get to know somebody, is by having conversations. So needless to say, it was just very difficult. I found very difficult for me to meet somebody that I saw that it was going anywhere, that was serious. And then friends of mine, that was also single and was doing the dating apps, and they was like, well, girl, just try the dating apps, and I was like, I don't know about the dating apps. But anyway, I ended up trying the dating apps, and I didn't want to do the dating apps with the Black People Meet. I didn't want to do Black People Meet because that was the dating site that they were on, and they was telling me how the men that they were talking to, nobody didn't really want anything. So I'm thinking, like, maybe if I pay money, maybe I'll get a different caliber of man on a dating site. So I joined eHarmony and Christian Mingle. Needless to say, ladies, that was crazy as well. That was crazy. So that didn't work out for me either. So I remember one guy, we did have a conversation and we ended up meeting for lunch. And all he did was talk about how much money he made. Like that was going to impress me. And he always asked me, what side of town you live on? What side of town? He asked me this probably about 3-4 times. And I'm like, why does he keep asking me about what side of town I live on? And so I just figured that he's trying to keep his women that he's talking to on different sides of town, But what really got me, y'all, when he texted me one morning and said, good morning, Carol. I said, wrong woman, because my name is Trisha. Wrong woman. So I just blocked him, And I was like, wow, this is crazy. Then I had one guy say it to me. He said, so what do you do for a living? And I said, I'm a registered nurse. And he was like, oh, okay. Do you make house calls? And I was like, no. He said, you don't? I said, no. And so he said, oh, okay. Why he stopped talking to me? Why he stopped talking to me because of that? You know, it just showed me like, my God, this is crazy. Men in their 50s, you still out here playing games. Why are you on this dating site? Are you here? Are you here to find anybody? Are you trying to find something serious? Are you on the dating site because you're bored? Why are y'all on this dating site? Because my experience, nobody didn't really want anything. They wanted hookups. They wanted let's Netflix and chill. They wanted, I want something casual, you know, and that's where I wasn't there. I didn't want that. I wanted a committed relationship. I wanted you to take time to get to know me. You get to know, we get to know each other and build something and hopefully lead to marriage. And that wasn't happening. So it wasn't happening on the dating apps either. I was like, why am I paying money for this? I can meet crazy people for free. I can meet a crazy person at Publix. I don't have trouble meeting people. It's just the idea of the people that I meet is like, what? You know, it's like, this is what we're doing? You're too old for this. Why are you trying to juggle so many women? You're trying to put me in your rotation. No, that's not what I want, boo. So no. So I got to the point, you guys, I got to the point too, I was just tired of the games. I was tired of the lies. I was tired of meeting guys that didn't want anything. They just want hookups. They just wanted somebody to chill with. And I just got fed up. And I was like, you know, I'm good. I don't want to do the dating apps no more. I don't want to meet nobody. I don't want nobody saying anything to me. I don't want to say anything to nobody else. I was like done. I was done with the whole dating thing because this went on for years and nothing never came of it. And it was just crazy. So I was like, I'm done. So that wall was up here, y'all. I had to build the wall up. I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to meet nobody. So I just never knew men in their 50s would be so emotionally unavailable and still playing games like you in your 20s and 30s. You too goddamn old. Sit your behind down somewhere. But that's where I was. So I was like, I'm done. So I'm just going to do me. I'm just going to focus on me. And I just, I prayed about it. And I asked the Lord that I told the Lord I desired companionship. And I just told the Lord I desired a husband. I'm in this house by myself. My daughter's grown. She has her family. And I'm here at the house by myself. And I desired companionship. I did. And there's nothing wrong with that. I desired to get married. And it just wasn't working. I wasn't meeting the type men that I thought that I deserve. I'm a good woman. I know I'm a good woman. And I needed somebody to recognize that I'm a good woman. So it just wasn't working for me. So I just put dating on just got it out my mind. And I'm just going to do me. I just hung out with my friends, went to church, hung out with my family. And I just put dating on the back burner. Like, whatever. So fast forward, I had a friend that lives in Charleston, South Carolina. And she invited me out to come visit. So I took her up on that. I went to go visit, and we had just came back. We had went to Columbia, South Carolina, and went back to Charleston. And so I was tired, I was good. I wasn't trying to go out no more. And she wanted like, no. You didn't come to Charleston to sit in the house. Let's go out. And so she was so adamant, y'all. She was so adamant. I kept saying, no, girl, I'm good. I'm tired. I'm good. And she was like, no, let's go. So anyway, I said, okay, let's go. So we end up going out. And so I remember this guy was across the room. And she said, you see that guy that keep looking over here at that white on? And I said, yeah, I see him over there looking like Frankie Beverly. He had on all white. Y'all know Frankie Beverly always had on all white. And he was looking like Frankie Beverly. I was like, yeah, I see him. And I'm like, okay. She said, you keep looking over here. And I'm like, yeah, I see that. And so girls, listen, ladies, he kept looking and he kept staring and he kept looking. And if anybody know me, I do not go up to guys. I don't do it. I don't go up to anybody and ask nobody nothing. I am so old school. I always believe that the man should chase the woman. I always believe the man should come to me. And that's how it always been. For some reason, I gets up and I go over to him because he just stared so long, just staring. I said, hey, you keep looking over there. You keep looking at me. I said, what's your name? And so he told me his name was Terry. And I said, okay. I introduced him. I told him my name was Trisha. And so we just started talking. And we talked for the rest of the night. We talked and we talked. And so we get ready to leave. And he said, so can I get your phone number? I would like to, keep in touch, get to know you more. And I said, well, I don't live in Charleston. I live in Jacksonville. And he was like, okay. I said, well, I'm not really into dating people that in another state because and I'm thinking to myself, that never panned out before because I've met guys in different cities and different states and it just never worked out for me. So I was like, I'm okay. I'm good. Because you might remember, I'm good. That wall was up here. I wasn't even feeling it like that. I'm like, okay, I'm good. He said, no. He said, well, can you at least give me a chance? Don't write me off without giving me a chance. And I was like, okay, against my better judgment. I was like, okay. And I was like, okay, here we go again. Here we go again. But anyway, I did. I gave him my number, and he texted me that night, and he texted me the next day, and he texted me. He said, can I call you when you get off from work? And I was like, sure. And I'm like, oh, he want to have a conversation? He don't want to text? Okay, because I wasn't getting a lot of conversations. I was getting a lot of text messages, and conversation was hit and miss, because I said, I don't know what's going on these days. Guys didn't want to have conversations, so he wanted to have a conversation. He wanted to call me, girl. I said, okay, call me. That's okay, fine. So he called me, and just fast forward, y'all, we talked every day. Didn't miss a day. He said he wanted to get to know me, and that he did. He said he wanted a shot, and I gave him a shot. And when I tell you, he came out like, wow, okay, he mean business. And I was just telling him, okay, so what are you looking for? And he said, what do you want? I said, well, I'm looking for a committed relationship. And then, hopefully, it leads to marriage. And he said, yeah, I'm down for that. I would love to get married. I've never been married before. I would love to get married. And I said, okay, so let's date and, we can see what goes, from that. And ladies, when I tell you, this guy was so consistent. He was so consistent. A lot of people dating long distance. Some people, I had an issue with it. But when somebody's showing you like distance, it's nothing to a man that really want to be with you. It's nothing to a man if he really he'll put in the effort. If a man really want to be with you, distance is nothing. Distance is nothing for a man that really want to be with you. It's not. He will make the effort. He will put in the effort. He will put in the work. If he really want to be with you, he'll show you he really want to be with you. You don't have to chase him. He's going to chase you. So even though I was in Jacksonville, Florida, and he was in Charleston, South Carolina, when I tell y'all, he didn't have to be in Jacksonville to be in Jacksonville. You know what I'm saying? I felt closer and more connected with him being in Charleston, South Carolina, and trusted him being in Charleston, South Carolina than the guys that live right here in Jacksonville, guys that live 20 minutes away from me. I trusted him more because he never gave me a reason not to trust him. He was always upfront. He was always open. He knew how I felt. He knew that wall was high. He knew he had to do things to bring that wall down. He had to chisel that wall down. And that he did. And he did that by his actions, not just talking, oh, I'm feeling you, oh, I like you. He showed me he was feeling me. He showed me that he liked me. I didn't have to ask him. He showed me. He always was one of the ones that wanted to check in. I don't want you to ever having a doubt that I'm sincere. I don't want you to ever having to give you a reason to let you know that I'm not 100 when it comes to you. And he just made that clear. I'm into you. I want to be with you. I want to see where this goes. And he did everything that it took for me to be reassured that this is something that I wanted as well. And I had to respect that, because it's hard to find, in my experience, it's hard to find a man that's consistent, not giving you a representative of who you think you want them to be. They are not giving you a representative of someone else, but just showing up and being true to themselves. And that he did that right off the gate. And y'all, we would have date nights on Saturdays. We will look at we'll get a movie and we'll watch the movie. We'll FaceTime each other and we'll watch the movie on while we both holding the phone FaceTime. And we laugh about that sometimes, but I thought that was cute. He put in the effort and we both spent time together. He spent time, he'll come travel with me, I'll go travel to see him. He'll come travel to see me, I'll go travel to see him. And we both put in the work. So if you meet somebody, ladies, and they really want to be with you, they will put in the effort, they will put in the work, they will show you. They won't just talk it, but they will show you by their actions. And so you have to respect that. You really do. And so we dated for a while. We got engaged. He moved to Jacksonville. And now we've been married almost 2 years, ladies. So guess what? It's possible. You could find love. It's possible to date long distance if you find two people who are committed, who are fully invested, who put in the effort, who put in the work. It'll work. It'll work. But both people have to be willing to put in the work for it, the effort for it to work. You got to have trust. You got to build a foundation on trust. I let him know what I was looking for. I let him know what I would not tolerate. Love can find you at any age, and a lot of times it happens when you least expect it. That's what happened to me. I didn't expect finding anybody. I didn't expect finding a man in Charleston. I really didn't, but I did, and I believe that's who the Lord had for me because how things just played out. I wasn't supposed to be there, and then come to find out, he wasn't supposed to be there either. So it's like neither one happened to be there. Neither one of us was supposed to be there. He wasn't supposed to be there. I wasn't supposed to be there. But yet we're both there, and we met, and we've been together ever since. We talked every day ever since. So it's possible. It's possible, ladies. You can meet somebody, and don't settle. Don't settle. You know what you want. You know what you desire. So don't settle for less. You know your worth. You're the prize. You're the prize. Let them chase you. Let them show you. Thank you for watching. If this video encouraged you, please like, comment, and subscribe. Until the next time, be blessed.